And for anyone else interested, we're going to be bringing out some live birds of prey here on the stage, and they're some of the stars of the KT Bird Show. For those of you that don't know, the reason that we're here is because of all that construction that's going on around the zoo. I know you couldn't miss any of that construction happening here. Well, part of that construction involves the bird show. Our indoor theater that we normally would be doing free-flight shows in has been torn down and is being turned into a new exhibit. And the new exhibit that's going to be coming this summer is a penguin exhibit. So I hope all of you that like penguins get a chance to come back to the zoo this summer and see the new penguin exhibit. In the meantime, they are in the process of building a new indoor theater for us. However, it will not be completed until this spring. So we won't be able to start doing indoor shows in there again until next fall. In the meantime, though, like I said, we're just going to bring some birds out here. Unfortunately, they won't be able to fly around in here. Just too many things for them to land on and places that they should probably go here in Discovery Bay. So we will just bring them out and you'll get a chance to look at them a little closer. We'll talk a little bit about them. Learn a little bit more things about them than you normally would during one of our bird shows. So we're going to start off here right away with a very common bird to see here in Minnesota. Well, you can find it actually throughout the country and throughout the world. And this is a bird that's starting to become more common than it has been in the past. It's called a Peregrine Falcon. Peregrine Falcons are thought to be the fastest animal on the planet. And the reason they are so fast is because they hunt other birds. And other birds are very fast as well. So in order to catch those birds, you got to be a little bit faster than them. What a peregrine falcon will do is they will fly above one of those other birds. They'll get way up high. And when they spot a bird down below that they might want to try to catch, they'll close up their wings and they'll dive straight down. And when they're in that dive straight down, they can go at speeds of over 200 miles an hour. That is extremely fast. And once they get close to that bird, they'll ball up their foot and they'll knock that bird right in the back of the head. That will knock that bird out and they'll start tumbling to the ground. The peregrine will just fly down, catch them right out of midair, and go sit somewhere and have themselves a nice meal. Now they eat mostly, like I said, other birds. Of those other birds, some of the main things that they eat are things like ducks and pigeons and pheasants, but they have been known to eat pretty much anything they can catch. They're not really too picky about that. They have adapted very well to living around people, and they're becoming more common to see around some of the large cities. Like right here in Minneapolis and St. Paul, up in Duluth, they're finding a lot of peregrine falcons. Even in some of the other large cities across the country, like New York City, Philadelphia, Chicago, a lot of those areas are finding a lot more peregrine falcons than they were in the past. Now, these birds are adapting to the big cities because there are some good things for them in those big cities. The first thing, that birds nest normally on cliff ledges in the wild. Well, there aren't any cliff ledges in the cities, but there are building ledges, especially some of those tall buildings have nice places for peregrine falcons to raise their young. There's also a really good food source for those peregrine falcons in the big cities. What is that? Pigeons, exactly. So they eat the pigeons, which is a good thing for us because it helps keep their pigeon populations down a little bit better, at least by having some peregrine falcons around. And we get a chance to watch these birds fly around the buildings, and they are pretty incredible flyers, that is for sure. Now, this bird does normally fly in our outdoor show in the summertime, so if you get a chance to come back this summer, you come back to see those penguins in that new exhibit. Stop by the bird show, and you'll get a chance maybe to see this peregrine falcon flying around in the theater during our show. He does a pretty incredible job of flying really low and fast right over your heads, and it is a lot of fun. Now, this guy's about 5 years old. We've had him here at the bird show for most of his life. And like I said, we get an opportunity to do some flying with him, which is pretty incredible. Peregrine falcons for many years were on the endangered species list. Not good news for them, but they've been doing much better in the past several years because we've been working very hard to help protect these birds and bring them back. And in 1999, the peregrine falcon was officially removed from the endangered species list. So great news for the little peregrine falcons. This guy's just a male, so he's a little bit small. The female peregrine falcons are going to be quite a bit larger than this bird. The female would probably be close to twice the size of this guy right here. So Do you see a bigger Peregrine Falcon than this one you thought you saw today? Well, it might be a female Peregrine Falcon, and that's why it's a little bit larger. That's true of all the raptors. The hawks, owls, eagles, falcons, all of those birds, the females tend to be larger than the males. Well, I think Molly's going to take our Peregrine Falcon in the back. I don't know if I mentioned this is Molly, by the way, everyone. Thanks, Molly. She's going to get another bird out to bring out. You have 3 birds total that we happen to get a chance to look at, learn about, and find out some interesting facts about them. Now, the Peregrine Falcon is a bird that does most of its hunting during the daytime. But the next couple birds we're going to bring out here are birds that do most of their hunting at night. Anybody know who I'm talking about? What do you think? Owls. Yeah, very good. Well, there are